Alright guys, this is the key for the Chapter 8 practice test. We're going to start with number 1. Find an equation for the ellipse that satisfies the given equations in sketch. Your sketch should include foci, center, and all vertices. So I'm going to use, again, you don't get to use this sheet of notes for your test, but I'm going to refer to it just so you know where we're coming from here. I mean, where I would start with here is sketching this. I know that I have foci at 0, 4, and 0, -4. This is a foci here, and I know my major axis is 10. So my major axis, that's where the foci lie. So this total length is 10. So that means that these vertices here are going to be 5, 0, and -5, 0. Okay, no, sorry, this is incorrect. We're off to a bad start. This should be the other way around. This is 0, 4 up here, 0, -4 down here, and the major axis is 10. This is 10 here. So this is 0, 5, and 0, -5. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So we've got our vertices. We've got the centers at 0, 0. Right. So I'm going to start marking them. So centers at 0, 0. I've got vertices at 0, 5, and 0, -5. I know where my foci are. I'm missing my co-vertices and my minor axis. So we know for the ellipses that we're going to use this formula: c squared equals a squared minus b squared. If you have a and c, or you have a and b, you can get the third variable through this equation. So we're going to do that. So we know that a is 5 and c is 4. So we can say that 4 squared equals 5 squared minus b squared. So that's 16 equals 25 minus b squared. So then 9 equals b squared, and b equals 3. So that means that I'm going to have co-vertices at 3, 0 and -3, 0 here. Okay. See, we got everything here. I think we got everything. Centers at 0, 0. Co-vertices at -3, 0, 3, 0, 0, -5. Oh, we have to. Oh, let's find the equation. So you sketched it. Let's get the equation. So ellipse equation is x squared plus y squared, right? Or y squared plus x squared. If the center is at 0, 0, we don't need to put anything up top. And on bottom, your larger, your a value is the larger length, right? The larger axes here. And so in this case, that's on the y-axis, so we're going to put it under y. So we're going to put 5 squared under the y, and then we'll put 3 squared under the x, and that will equal 1, and we're done. Okay. 2. Find the center of foci vertices of the equation of the and the equation of the asymptotes. Sketch the conic section. So this kind of gives it away, where it says the equation of the asymptotes, right? Because only one of the conic sections has asymptotes, and that is the hyperbola. So this is a hyperbola because we have a y squared minus an x squared. If you have an x squared minus y squared, or y squared minus x squared, it's going to be a hyperbola. And we have a center here at -2, 3. So roughly kind of right here. And a is always underneath the positive variable, and that tells us, is going up or down or left or right. So if a is under y, it's going to be going up or down. So we're going to go, let's go ahead and label this. A is going to be 3, B is 4. And since a is under y, I'm going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, down. And then I'm going to go 4 right. 1, 2, 3, 4 right. 1, 2, 3, 4 left, right? It's not too perfect. We'll get our box. Okay. And then I know it's going to be opening up and down. and you know that it's going to follow these asymptotes. So get something like this, and something like this. Okay. What else do we have? So we need the center. The center is, let's go ahead and label it. Center is going to be -2, 3. We're going to have vertices at -2, 6 and at -2, 0. All right, so we went 3 up, 3 down. We're going to have co-vertices at 2, at 2, at 2, 3, and at -6, 3. Right, so that's going left 4 and right 4 here. So I've got my center, I need my foci still. We've got the vertices, and we need the equation of the asymptote. So 2 things left, foci. Let's do foci first. So in ellipses, we use c squared equals a squared minus b squared, but in hyperbolas, we use c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So let's fill this out. We're going to have c squared equals 9 plus 16, so c squared equals 25, so c is 5. So the foci always occur on the A, whatever A is. So in this case, it's going to be from the center. We're going to stay at this x value, which is -2, and we're just going to add 5, and we're going to subtract 5 from y. So these are going to be our foci here and here. Right, these are co-vertices, co-vertices. This is a vertice, this is a vertice down here, and it's the center. Okay. So that would be foci at -2, 8, and at -2, -2. The last one are the asymptote equations. So we use the point slope form, y minus k equals m x minus h. And k and h are just that center point. So it's going to be y minus 3 equals some m, we'll get to that, x plus 2. Okay, so the same as is written up there. The m, the slope, you can get that visually from the box that we drew earlier. It's the rise over the run. So if you think about this, the rise of this section would be a 3, and the run is a 4. So the slope is going to be plus minus 3/4. Right? So in this case, it's plus minus a over b. Okay? All right. 3. Identify the vertex and focal length. Sketch it. Don't forget the focus and directrix. Okay. So this is a parabola, so the third type. It's very similar in terms of we use these values, but that's not the center in this case. This is actually the vertex. The vertex is going to be 1, -2. It's the vertex. Focal length, right? So the focal width is this, the absolute value of this right here. Okay, so absolute value of -8 is 8. So this is the focal width. And then this value, since 4p, the absolute value of 4p equals focal width, that means that P must equal 2. Okay. In negative 2 in this case, right? Because it's negative here. All right, let's start sketching. When x is squared, right, we can refer to this, when x is squared, it's going to be going up or down. When it's y is squared, it's going to be going left to right. And it is a negative value, so it is going to be going down. So we're going to have vertex at 1, negative 2. The focal width is, the focal distance is 2, so we'll go up 2. That's going to be our directrix at y equals 0. We'll go down 2, and that's going to be our focus at, this is our focus, this is our vertex, and this is our directrix here. Okay, and the focal width is the distance from here to here. We know that's 8, so that must be 4, and this must be 4. So we get this curve. Okay. This is the focal width. All right, last question, well, last long question, mystery conic. Complete the square to transform the following equation to a usable form, then sketch the conic, identifying foci, vertices, and asymptotes if necessary. Okay, so the steps are, we want to move the constant over and group our terms. So we're going to have 4x squared plus 16x plus y squared minus 2y equals negative 1. So just move the minus 1 over. Move the 1 over by subtracting 1, and then group the terms. So then we're going to take out the greatest numerical factor out of each term, right? So out of the x terms, the greatest numerical factor is a 4. We can write it as 4x squared plus 4x, and then I can't take anything out of the y. It's just y squared minus 2y. Okay, well, we're going to complete the square. B here is negative 2. B here is 4. B over 2 squared is 4. So we're going to add 4 in there, and then b over 2 squared here is just 1. Okay, so we're going to add a 1 in here. So we're going to get y squared minus 2y plus 1. And here we're going to get 4x squared plus 4x plus 4. This then we can rewrite as a perfect square, x plus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals, so here's where we haven't changed the right side yet, but now we're going to change the right side. We added a 4 in here, right, but we actually multiplied that by that 4, so we really added a 16. We're going to add a 16 to the right, and then here we're just adding a 1. There's no multiplier up front, so you're just going to add a 1 here as well, so it's actually going to be a 16. Last step is just divide everything by 16. Divide everything by 16, and we're going to get x plus 2 quantity squared over 4 equals y minus 1 squared over 16 equals 1. So it has to be a plus, my bad. So this is an ellipse, and we can sketch this over to the left. We have a center at negative 2, 1. We have an A of 4 and a B of 2. That means we're going to go 4 up, 4 down, 2 right, 2 left. We're going to sketch that. And it said to identify the foci. Okay, so we'd still have to do the foci, which is for ellipses, c squared equals a squared minus b squared. So c squared would equal 12, so c would equal root 12, which is the same as 2 root 3. So that would go here and here. Okay. So last step is really going to be just listing all the points. So, all right. So let's list out the key points. We have a center at -2, 1. We have co-vertices at this is adding 2, so it's going to be at 0, 1, and -4, 1. We have vertices at this 4, so it's going to be at -2, 5, and -2, -4. And then we're going to have foci, and they're going to be at -2, 1 plus 2√3, and at -2, 1 minus 2√3. Right. So I'm just adding and subtracting C there from the y value. I think we got everything there. We got the foci, vertices. Don't have to worry about asymptotes. All right, we're on the last problem. All right, so this is a matching problem. I would start with easiest and then go to the hardest. I notice right here, this is just a parent function parabola. That's going to be D. Cross that out. What else we have? We have here, this is a hyperbola, right? Because we have an x squared minus a y squared. And because it's x squared minus y squared, it's going to be going to the left and right, so it's going to be your E. We cross that out. We have, this is an ellipse right here, y squared over 3 plus x squared equals 1. This means it's going to be more high than it is wide, so that's got to be F. We have a y squared minus x squared is another hyperbola, but this will be going up and down. That's got to be H. This is another ellipse, but it's sort of shifted to one side. It's got to be G. And so now I've just got the 3 parabola left. So remember, if x is squared, it's going up or down. This one is x squared, so it's got to be going down. It's got to be C. And then this is going to the right because it's y squared, but it's positive on the right, so it's got to be A. And this is negative, so it's got to be B. All right, that is the Chapter 8 practice quiz test.